My guest for today is a mentor and author, Patrick Maina. Welcome to Power Breakfast. Yeah, thanks for making time for us this morning. Perhaps we can talk a little bit about your background and your work in mentorship, because earlier when we were talking, you told me you're not a motivational speaker, you're a mentor. So tell us about yourself.
One thing, my name is Patrick Maina. They call me Maichi Maichi. And I thought of mentorship after realizing how I've grown up and where I've come from. Because I believe unless we mentor people, somebody mentored me to be who I am. After going through crisis, and I come to realize you must reach a level of realizing. If you don't realize, then you'll never change to a different character, despite the fact where you've come from. So my father, I believe my parents become my first mentors and my first educators. But when I look how I've grown, my father used to call through words to me and really surprise me. And the cultural orientation as a community I come from, a man should not cry, and he used to beat me. And my family, I don't resemble anybody. In fact, I'm the one who's black. So I came to realize that I can come from that status of being rejected to a status of accepting myself the way I am and become a better person.
What was the point of realization for you? Because you said everyone has a moment where you realize who it is that you're supposed to be and what you were put here on this earth to do.
For 20 years, I had not even realized. In fact, my first course I did is computer science. Other courses I did afterwards. So my point of realization took place in the church. There's one priest called Father James Brasser who came with a seminar. A simple seminar. If he called it a seminar, I could not have attended. He just called it a camp for the youth in Dandora Parish. And the moment he talked about there is a camp, I went because there's a camp. On the process of 4 days, he triggered something inside me and realized that could be I'm rejected. But I thought it's normal. My father shouting, my father telling me you're stupid like your mother, you think like your mother. I thought that's normal, it's kawaida thing. But this person provoked something inside me, and I came to realize, okay, so I can be like this. So there's another life. And especially when he gave his testimony as a priest, and I was like, really? You see, as a man, he was like this. This happened, he's like this. So 4 days provoked my conscience. And those 4 days have made me to be who I am. Because before, I was even a DJ.
You are a DJ?
Tears in my ears. I was so much. And on the other side, I was in the church. I've been in the church throughout. I wanted to become a priest.
Wow.
But on the process, I was in crisis. There's this church, and there's also the other fan. And this guy comes and is like looking things in a different angle. How I changed today, and who I am, I can't believe it. In fact, I knew Julie, in fact, I went to do what I did in university after somebody realized my talent, called Sister Mary Paul, Precious Blood. And I was called, it could be that talking, even in club and everything, could be utilized in a different arenas and different places. And this sister took me back to school, that's Catholic University.
Okay.
And he told me, you're doing out of talent, I wish you can do it out of profession. You can come from this to this. And going to, I was in Tangaza College, and going to Tangaza really now is packaging. And I am who I am because of that packaging.
Yeah. What would you say makes a good mentor? Because I mean, it's a term that we use all the time. You know, we tell young people, find yourself a mentor in your area or your field, someone who can assist you and teach you, you know, more of the knowledge that you don't have yet. So what makes a good mentor, would you say?
One, for mentors, you need to realize you don't need to have, you have a past, you have a story to tell. And many people think because my life has been smooth, I can be a good mentor. You might have a story to tell, but how you testify and say, I was like this, and I am like this. And then being real. Don't be just up there. Be real. It is this. Me, the whole country, they know, undio might tunajua. Undio msewadando. St. Paul in the Bible was this. Now he is this. So mentorship is all about realizing your audience. If I become your mentor, do I realize? I will not start bringing heaven up. I will look the area, I will look, and especially for me, I'm mentorship based on mindset. I did mentorship for children's government in this country. I was the one behind the scene. And for you to be a mentor is not meant to be in the front line. It is for me to make you'll be visible and you'll be better than me. I'll provide a stepping, somewhere to step, and you'll step here and you'll see far than me. So it will make you. So one thing, to be a good mentor, please be real. Just look at the situation, I join with you, be real. Don't bring outside. One day I was working in Kenyatta Trust, and I realized that I need to identify, not me only talking about this and this and this. Can I identify other people who will make an impact? So I brought a pool of people who will help now that there is something I know. First to know, to realize yourself. And I know you're good in this, and I know this person is good in this, and I know this person is good in this. So it is no longer mighty, it is that team. So when you go to the youth, they will identify with either of us. But many mentors want to be everything. I can't be everything. The day after yesterday, I was telling those people, the students, who are 10,000 students in Kenyatta University, and I tell them, I cannot tell you realize yourself. The point is, how do I realize myself? So we need to give the practical component of knowing the self.
Yeah.
So if as a mentor I don't help the young people to bring the practical component, then something's wrong. Right. And even in music, I will look all musicians and look who have a story to tell. Yes, you're a musician. Not all musicians can be mentors to young people about music. But there's somebody, maybe there's a story behind. And if you have a story behind, then I will look at your story and I see if that young end user listen to this, will see the turning point. In mentorship is to help people to see the turning point, realization. If Father James did not speak and I came to realize, then I could be remaining where I was.
Yeah. So it takes the intervention of someone to come in and help you realize that moment of change for you. You've talked a little bit about young people. I don't know, do you mostly work with youth or who is it that you mentor? Who's your typical, clientele of people that you work with?
My primary clientele is the youth. But I look, you cannot work with the youth without realizing where they're coming from, the family background. We cannot work with the youth without realizing the market. So my point is to look at this point. I'm looking, the primary component is the youth. But also I need to come up with mentorship skill to the parents, because this youth is as a result of that parent. In fact, 80% is a reflection of that parent.
How
so
they were raised.
I find my primary is youth, then the secondary is the corporate, the people surrounding these youth. So if I work with the people surrounding, and that's why I believe in a tuk-tuk methodology. A tuk-tuk ina miguu tatu. Ya kwanza iko pale mbele ina turn any direction. The behind wheels are the one that pulls. So mimi husema hii moja ni mzazi, hii ingine ni mwalimu, especially in the school setup, because the teachers contribute a lot in this in our life. Ile ya mbele ni mtoto. If the parents afanye kazi yake, mwalimu afanye kazi yake, si wote tusukume, mtoto ana option. At a move. So where do I come in? I'm a mechanic. Where iki toboka, I'm there to change the wheel, or this one and this one. When you work, we believe like that. When you work in the three wheels, then the child will go to the right direction.
How do you deal with, when you're dealing with young people, this generation does have quite a bit of an unemployment problem. We hear that all the time on the news, that my youth are on a job. How do you motivate that person who's dealing with real life issues, to become a better person? Because you're saying if they haven't gotten to the point of realization, they're still kind of just floating around and not really doing what they're supposed to do. So how do you tackle that?
Niwaambia vijana, lazima tuache ufala. Hakuna vile hatuna job. The point is, what do you have? In the Bible, Moses was told, what do you have? I'm telling you, this kijana anasema ana job. Trust me, maybe akona degree, lakini bado sina job. Maybe akona even a talent fulani ndani, lakini bado sina job. And what we are lacking is, how do we brand ourselves outside? How do we even volunteer in church, in community and everything, so that people can realize who you are? I will join a certain organization that they are just having a walk. And on the process, I will see not what they need to give me, but what do I need to give. May I say to this country, not if I meet the president today, not what he gives me, but what can I contribute to make the dream success. So if we look at that component to the youth, then we change.
So it's about taking on the responsibility and saying, this is a talent that I have, this is a skill that I have, how can I market it?
Yeah, and a skill can be even not only singing and everything. You can find a youth, I've met youth in even in slums, very good, organized person. So this person given an opportunity somewhere in an institution will do very well. So to me, it's provoking what is inside this youth and to see how can I go there.
Yeah.
To me, it's provoking and even looking how you brand yourself, even how you dress. What a dress funny and you want to become this and this. So where is my image? How do I package my image? The moment I package my image very well, then you'll be in a position to look at this and say, what? Okay, who is this person? Create a curiosity to this.
Yeah.
Ni kama vile kijana na msichana wakikatiana, the first date you package yourself very well and you're like this and this and the guy is like, wow. So how do we package yourself in things which are very important in our life?
Yeah.
How do I go even to the school I was before? And I tell, I can try to do this. How can I start even, youth, when you wanataka life it have taken me 21 years to be where I am.
Wow. So it's not an overnight thing.
And I can say 15 years, I could do this work without pay. When nearly high burnt the boys, I was called there by Father Waroi for 1 month. I didn't have any course on counseling, psychology. I was just a youth. And how they found the need to call me there and to generate the youth for 1 month is because they have realized there's something that this person can talk to these young people and come.
Relate,
and relate to that.
Yeah. You're also an author. For people who are interested in learning more about you or reading your books or acquiring your services, how can they go about doing that?
One, I write materials based on, to me is more of not books but modules. I've written a book about leadership and mentorship, and it's outside there. In fact, I happen to give the 10,000 head teachers in Mombasa to look where is the leadership and where is the mentorship. I've developed modules that even they are running like in Nairobi Primary and everything, because I believe we need to have an ongoing process. Young people, even, for example, I tell ladies, your mom taught you how to hold the dress. Today, even when you have a trouser, you find yourself. So that's why it's not more of motivating them, but journeying with them to realize. So what I write and what I develop is modules for institutions, modules for groups, for churches, for everything to see. If it's a church, for example, you're talking about single mother, you can preach and it ends there. But can you come in this month, you have a package. This day, followed the level 2, level 3, level 4. After that, you can measure in area. Where did I come from? I need to change my thinking. Last month I was in ACK, both side of Embakasi, and we heard about spirituality and entrepreneur. So it's something that will provoke, despite the fact saying praise God and everything, how do I bring bread on the table?
Practicality.
Those are the models I do. And that's what I've been developing in this country to help, even in school level, primary level. One person mentored me and told me and challenged me, you're so much on secondary and college, can you come down? And after examining myself, I realized problem is in primary. Secondary is just manifestation. Now I've decided to concentrate on Saturday 7 and 8, and I have a module of 7 to 8. So as they graduate on the cognitive, also affective domain is also catered for. To realize my mom is a single mother, yes, but what next? And that's why I tell young people, the society have no sympathy of your single mother. Society have no sympathy of your orphanship. Society have no sympathy of whoever the person is behind. Society wants performance. And performance, it can be measured in any angle. How can we perform? How can I be relevant to you? I will look at you and I look at this dress and I realize I can do it like this and this and this and this. And I tell you, look at this. If you dress like this and the same dress, maybe and you look like Aya, and people tell you, hey, Mazi, look. how do I become relevant in the society?
Right.
So I try to become relevant to the society by developing and especially training the people in the leadership, training even pastors, teachers, and other mentors. Like now I call for any person you feel like you have the skill of mentorship. I would love to mentor, because as I grow, itafika pale siwezi bongana vijana. And if I try to imagine I come to your school, and within me there is somebody of 40, there is somebody of second year university or college within the mentorship. There's one mom with January is called Mrs. Njagi. She has been teaching for the last 40 years, and she's within our team when you're going to a school. So people look the diversity of that mentorship team.
Right.
So mentorship is all about the team and going.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. We look, and we look even within ourselves. We have a lawyer, we have somebody who's a business person, we have this and this. So when you look at the diversity and we come to your school, 10 will be, after the talk, 10 will be closer to me, other 10 will be closer to you, other 10 will be closer to this one, and by the end, we have mentored me. So it's, to me, as mentors, it's not all about the fame of you as Might, but the team.
Yeah.
How will you impact knowledge towards those people?
Right.
If parents can team up in a certain estate and look the social analysis there, they can come up with a model and to empower that community.
Absolutely. Well, we're just about out of time. Patrick, it's been great talking to you about mentorship and very insightful words from you as well. Patrick Maina is an author and a mentor as well here on Power Breakfast. Thank you so much for making time for us.